Hola, pendejos! Welcome to the SkyLounge podcast, episode number 245. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the SkyLounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check out the SkyLounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Without any further ado, let's get shit started with episode number 245, betting the normalcy for Lunacy, Untitled Red Catalyst, full of food. There's a lot to unravel there, kids. First things first, I promised you that this episode, the Untitled Rant 245, will be out last night on Wednesday before 9 p.m. I specifically recall that time that I mentioned. But what ended up happening, kids, is your boy went to go get some sushi. All you can eat sushi, hence he's carved up and bloated up a little bit here. It's early in the afternoon. And I just didn't fucking feel like recording yesterday after that shit. Kind of felt like lazing about, watching some hockey. I mean, thank God hockey was on. Because we know what the NBA was doing. We all fucking know what the NBA was doing. Boycotting! The NBA was boycotting. Why? Because of the shooting of Jacob Blake. Now, if it's not fucking clear enough already, I don't support anything the fucking NBA does right now. They're coming off like assholes. But you have a Kobe jersey. I'm a Lakers fan through and through. I love basketball. But the way this organization has drenched itself in politics, and the worst part of that aspect, right, them going to politics, is they're clear and evident political illiteracy, yet they use this kind of, we're celebrities, we're famous mantra and mentality, and really backing from followers and shit, where they pretty much say and do whatever the fuck they want. The NBA is basically the same thing as Cardi B going on an interview with Joe Biden. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you have no goddamn awareness of anything involved in politics. Like, how the fuck do you think anyone is going to take you seriously? Like, when you're boycotting your own business, trying to change an external thing that has no bearing on your fucking league whatsoever, and that you can't fucking change, what is the point in any of that shit? I ask you, what is the point in any of that shit? I need to keep fucking lighting this shit up. The fucking blunt. It's being really fucking stupid today. Just like LeBron James. I mean, he's being fucking stupid every goddamn day. Let's be fair. And I know all you goddamn toxic LeBron James fans, all you're going to say, oh, LeBron is a smart man. He built up a school. He's a genius, and that's why he won fucking all these finals. Like, your athleticism doesn't translate into fucking intelligence. Not necessarily. I mean, sometimes it can. But not in this regard. Not in the respect to LeBron James and his political illiteracy. Holy shit, dude. A couple days ago, on another Untitled Rant, I talked about how I don't know enough of the facts of the Jacob Blake case to talk about it. Well, motherfucker, it's been a couple of days. I read some shit because when you're trying to research something, you take time to look into it. And what you end up finding out is that Jacob Blake was a criminal. Consistently a criminal throughout the last few years. And back in July, there was an arrest warrant for this cocksucker. And this motherfucker, by the way, that crime is sexual assault. This motherfucker is getting accosted by the police because he was brandishing a fucking knife. It's in the goddamn video. And when he doesn't comply with the police officers, he justifiably gets shot. Because when you're a criminal acting suspicious and doing stupid fucking shit, what do you think is going to happen when a cop who is trained to assess dangerous situations and handle said dangerous situation, what do you think the cop is going to do? Shoot. Because you know why? The cop is a human being too, jackass. They fear for their life. You know that fucking annoying narrative that LeBron James keeps fucking pushing at us? Oh, we don't know if a cop is going to wake up on the wrong side of the bed and kill one of us black people. Or he just goes out with this day and stamps papers. Like, dude, fuck you. Fuck you, LeBron. That's not how that shit works. If you actually talk to a fucking police officer for once, you probably know that shit. If you took your time to see what the police does for any community, you would realize that everything you are saying is genuinely retarded. But no, you have no fucking self-awareness. You have no self-realization. You have no goddamn brain. I mean, LeBron, I'm a retard. I can fucking read. Okay? That's the difference between you and me. You're retarded. You can't read. I'm retarded. I can read. That makes a world of a fucking difference. Because LeBron James, and all the cocksuckers in the NBA, you know what you motherfuckers are? You're the cocksuckers that read the goddamn BuzzFeed and CNN headlines instead of reading the actual article. And by the way, when you read those articles, you should question everything. I don't care what the fuck it is. Even if you're reading a research paper about some science shit that you don't know about, you should question shit. You should be like, what do you mean if the goddamn fetus gets sucked out and does all this shit? You could make cells that heal your body? How does that work? You gotta ask questions. You do. Just willingly accepting shit is the dumbest fucking thing. And this is exactly why I said Black Lives Matter is communism. Straight up communism. But I'm the racist, right? I'm the racist. Well, let's think about this. Okay? If every individual is forced to say Black Lives Matter, raise their fist. If you don't partake, let's erase the word forced. Okay, let's say right now, what's going on? There is a group of people. They say Black Lives Matter. Raise their fists up in the air. Sometimes that group is predominantly white, but I digress. These people would walk up to a small, maybe pair of peoples that aren't raising their fucking fist. They're not chanting Black Lives Matter. This mob will virtue signal the shit out of these people who just wants to live in peace and try to enforce their doctrine onto these individuals and say, if you don't comply, you are an enemy and we must destroy you. This is how this shit works. This is how communism works. Historically, this is how communism works every fucking time. This is the segue from socialism into communism. This is how it all starts, man. Cuba is a perfect example. I mean, Fidel Castro was a dreamer, right? A man set to bring change and glorious future to Cuba. What ends up happening? The promise of socialism, communism. It got worse. And retards like LeBron James bows to China. They say shut up and dribble. Oh, yes, mister. Is that racist? Oh, I'm Asian, bitch. And fuck you. Like, stereotype jokes, if they're well crafted and well done, I don't see the fucking problem with them. But the problem is, most of you motherfuckers aren't funny. Most of you motherfuckers can't execute a fucking joke. Most of you motherfuckers can't weave a story. So some stereotype jokes fall flat on its fucking face. You gotta work on that shit. And you know how you work on that shit? You talk to different groups of fucking people. Diversity. That's real diversity. Not, Black Lives Matter. Everybody gets represented. No, real diversity happens when you fucking sit down with somebody different from you and just talk to them straight up about nothing. You can talk about nothing. You can talk about anything. Like sometimes I just talk random sports shit with different fucking people. You'd be very surprised what you learn about different communities in this world and different ethnicities, different cultures. It's absolutely fascinating. I'll tell you a fucking story, man. Sit on down, bitches. I'm gonna tell you a goddamn story. So I was in Dallas a couple months back in December. And as you know, boys and girls, Dallas is a very sports dominant city. I mean, you got the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Mavericks, the Dallas Stars. I mean, FC Dallas. I know Dallas has also a WNBA team, if I'm not mistaken. But when you go around the city talking to different folks, you just get the sense of what Texas is as a whole. But within individual tribes of these sports fanatics and fandom, there is just an identity about, you know, the team and the city that you get to learn about, and it's fascinating and it's brilliant. And this is the great thing about just interacting with people. Simultaneously, I'm a bit of an antisocial introvert, but when I meet new people in new places, it just it makes my brain open. It makes my ears like just open the gates to receive more new information. And you know, the thing is, I tell people all the time, I'm staying here because of DACA. And yeah, the deferred action for early childhood arrival was something that Barack Obama enacted and as an executive order during his presidency. But it's something that I largely do detest because it's such a temporary solution with no real consistency moving forward. But what it does allow me to do is, you know, have a social security, all this shit, you know, work and blah, 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 and not get kicked out of the fucking country, the greatest fucking country in the world, which I will still say to this day, even despite my whole circumstance. But you know, under DACA, you can't leave this country except under special circumstances. And right now with South Korea and everything, it's pretty difficult to do. So to fucking condense all that down to what I mean is I can't travel outside the country. So, you know, over the last few years, I've taken it upon myself to travel around the United States, like, within the country, and see how great America is. And honestly, I've only visited. I actually have this written down on my fucking my little fucking board there. But I think I visited about maybe 12 states so far. And oh man, I want to visit every state. I know I absolutely want to visit every state. And just understand that America's diverse. America is full of so many interesting people, interesting places. And you know, anytime somebody says, you know, America is racist, America is, you know, intolerant, you know, destructive place, I scoff at that idea. I laugh at that idea because America is the greatest fucking country. In my very limited time of traveling, you know, Dallas being that one example of just kind of getting a microcosm of what a community, you know, exhibits through just their fascination with sports. I mean, you get this whole beautiful, larger picture of what this country really is. It's a melting pot of different ideas and cultures and communities, and there's no other country like it. There really isn't, with the level of opportunity, versatility in what you want to do in life. I mean, man or woman, whatever sexuality, it's a brilliant fucking country, man. But you got these fuckers, these rich athletes, these celebrities, these fucking left-wing politicians keep constantly telling you this fucking country is terrible. And those who are trying to protect this country, voluntarily, might I add you know, guess what? Police officers don't really get paid all that much. Yeah, they don't. It's not a fucking 6-figure, 7-figure job, motherfuckers. You understand that? Soldiers, most of them barely get fucking paid relative to a fucking accountant or something. But they basically volunteer because they find it in themselves something beyond themselves to protect and hold dear, which is America. And again, when these fucking left-wing fuckers just keep complaining and telling me like America's wrong, America's destructive, yeah, I get disgusted. I'm like, hey, these men and women who are volunteering their lives, time, what more do you want from them? Is the police perfect? No, they're not. Is the military perfect? No, they're not. Nothing is perfect in this world. Neither's basketball. Neither is sports. But we strive to make better. This is what this country is all about. But the left would tell you that's not it. We have to destroy the foundation. We have to destroy everything that has been standing for, 300 goddamn years. Unbelievable. The riots piss me the fuck off. I'll be honest about that. I'll be real honest about that. It's a bunch of fucking spoiled kids who can't read, probably stuck within a very troubled mentality, selfish, entitled mentality, and think the world owes them something. But that's inherently false. And what I've learned as an immigrant, kids, is that most of you Americans are entitled pricks. Yeah. If you have a citizenship, and I've talked to you in my lifetime, I've probably gotten a fucking entitled energy off of you. Probably a good chunk of times. Because you, as a citizen, okay, if you're a natural born citizen in the United States, and I've talked to you before, I can read that energy of entitled and not understanding how valuable a citizenship in the United States truly is. Again, the freedom, the opportunities, the level of opportunities, it's insane. All these things, I mean, you look at it and you think, dude, this is like a fucking golden ticket in life to begin with. I understand there are some Americans who are born into poverty, born into horrible circumstances. But there's also stories of those same people, same circumstances, same kind of context, and they make it out. They make themselves known and big. Or hell, I mean, they just get themselves out. Maybe just have a nice, comfy job. You know? A couple of 5-figure jobs here and there, living peacefully, but coming from the gutter. You got insanely crazy, beautiful stories like that because it's America where that shit can happen. And it's allowed to happen. And a lot of you kids, a lot of you entitled Americans do not seem to understand that. You don't. You have no you have no honest, like, metaphysical nor palpable grasp of that concept. So you will just complain, bitch, and moan about this country all day, every day. But as somebody who can see that from the outside, I can tell you, dude, be fucking glad you're a goddamn citizen. Stop being a little bitch, you entitled fucks. It's fucking unbelievable, man. The way the left is attacking the RNC, too, it just fascinates me. Because to me, and I'm going to be honest, I did miss day 3 of the RNC, which I'm going to probably try to find the full 2-hour version of here after the recording. But the RNC has been nothing but optimism, also a dosage of reality here and there. And I think it's turning a lot of people on to seeking the truth themselves. Because they don't, like, some people don't want to be that fucking, basic bitch entitled fuck, stupid American, like, that stereotypical stupid American, the illiterate ones. You want to elevate yourself. You know what? I'm telling you, man. I think the RNC is putting a lot of optimism. It's putting a lot of reality into our lives and saying, man, we got to wake up. We got to wake the fuck up. And I believe people are. I believe people are waking up a little bit, slowly but surely. But we got to wake up quicker than this shit, man. November is fast approaching. We're already into fucking September soon, man. That's some crazy shit. That's some real crazy shit. We are already into September very soon here. Yeah, Portland still riots. The NBA boycotts because they can't fucking read. Other sports leagues want to follow suit. And as of this recording, the NHL games tonight should still be slated to go on, but there's a potential for the games to be fucking canceled, which is going to piss me the fuck off. But yeah, I'm just kind of done with the way mainstream media has been handling all these narratives. I mean, Portland's just been a fucking nightmare. And you call this peaceful protest. I fucking hate CNN, MSNBC, ABC. I mean, Fox to a certain extent, but man, when you got Tucker Carlson dropping red pills everywhere, yeah, Laura Ingraham being a sexy ass bitch, just doing her shit, and Hannity killing it. Yeah, I'm not a huge Hannity fan, but Hannity's killing it in the fucking ratings, so kudos to him. Man, I can't really shit on Fox that much then, right? But yeah, I know people are going to shit on Tucker Carlson because of the whole stance with that kid. If I'm not mistaken, the last name Rittenhouse. The 17-year-old kid who shot BLM protesters who, by the way, were actually attacking him and threatening to kill him. And I believe one of the bullets actually went ahead and landed on one of his attackers. And I believe one of them is dead. So this young man is charged with murder, which in my eyes, it was purely self-defense. When you're in a riot situation and somebody puts you down to the ground and threatens to kill you and they're whacking you with a fucking skateboard, watch the goddamn video, motherfucker. All you can say is self-defense. From that point, your life is under duress. If you do not attack or defend yourself, you will die. That's literally what self-defense is. And the perpetrators of trying to attack this kid, I mean, they deserve not to die, but they deserve to be tortured. It's what I say about these fucking terrorists right now, man. And yeah, I mean, these rioters, guess what? They're terrorists. They're straight up terrorists. Antifa, that's a fucking terrorist organization. Anybody who's fucking protesting under the name of BLM, they should be automatically deemed as protesters. Anybody committing crimes under the pretense of Black Lives Matter, all this bullshit, you should be considered a fucking terrorist. A federal criminal. Minimum 10 years. Minimum. Minimum. And yeah, I do believe in torture in that regard. Absolutely. Put your ass in fucking Guantanamo Bay. Do some nasty shit, nasty, horrendous shit. Just fuck you. Can't stand this shit, man. Democrats keep fucking preaching peace, and we're going to do this together. But these are the same motherfuckers that are basically applauding these riots, calling them protests, calling them peaceful, and calling police officers pigs and scums, and even worse things. Demonizing and villainizing police officers to such an extent that the police officers are powerless to do shit like, I don't know, saving a kid from a burning building. Look that story up, bitch. That's real. That's fucking real. But yeah. Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter. Yeah. Just Black Lives Matter. Because that's what it fucking sounds like when someone says Black Lives Matter. It sounds like a black supremacy group. That's what Black Lives Matter is. It's a black supremacy group that also fucking preaches communism. Is that controversial? No. It's honesty. It's something this fucking country is lacking. It's something that the fucking media just lacks in its fucking DNA. It's unbelievable. When normal assholes like me have to just spill truth bombs, you know there's a fucking problem in this world. I'm a dum-dum. I can admit to that shit. I'm a fucking idiot. But guess what? If I take 5 minutes to read something, I'll know that shit. That's the fucking difference. I take some fucking time to read. And yeah, I skim sometimes too. I'm a slow ass reader, but guess what? They're just small hurdles. Because when you see the fucking goal at the end, those hurdles mean nothing. The truth does set you free, man. Takes a bit of your humanity, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about that shit. Piece of you dies a little bit. But you come back stronger on the other side. And people might not like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are folks out there who sees this hat, who hears me talk, and thinks, wow, this dude is an intolerant prick. And to them I say, if that's what you think, that's fine. I mean, if that's the narrative you want to, paint for me, fine by me. But I know what I am. I know what I do. I know within the path that I'm taking, within, this kind of horn of truth kind of thing, which is hot in the acronym. It's a lonely path. Not a lot of people are going to be on the train of truth. They're not. They're just not. And this is something that I had to kind of realize over the last few months, that you can't save everybody. You can't. You can't. You can try. You can try to save people, but in my eyes, you can only save the willing. And I'm not saying I'm sort of savior. I'm not. For me, it's just, listen, I have found the truth, right? I have found some semblance of a truth for myself. And I am walking in a path that is muddled in piss, shit, cum, vaginal juice, swamp water. I mean, Diet Coke. All the nasty shit you could think of. But I tell people, listen, I'm going this way. If you want to follow along. That's fine. Don't drag me down. I'm going at 100 miles an hour. And if you get in my way or try to stop me from going 100 miles an hour, you're going to get stomped on. Not literally, metaphorically speaking. And man, I gotta tell you, man, it's very freeing to have this mentality of just essentially not giving a fuck. And shout out to my boy, Juice Kurosaki, who he knows this, and I say this all the time. Juice is one of my biggest fucking pushes to doing the podcast and getting to this point now. He has been really the starting point as a friend, as kind of in a sense a mentor, really, and in life and in just in really spirituality, where not giving a fuck has become such a staple in what I do now that it's just crazy to think just a couple years back I was still very hesitant about a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, on this path, kids, I mean, I'm gonna say some unsatiable shit. I am. I'm not unsatiable. That's the wrong word. Unsavory. I apologize. Kids, this goddamn week got me hard. Not really. I just mispronounce words from time to time. But I am gonna say some unsavory shit. I'm not gonna apologize for that. I'm not. If I get something wrong, I will definitely. But I honestly, I'm too old to apologize for shit. That's not my fault. I'm certainly not going to be a pissant servant who kneels, raises his fists up, and say Black Lives Matter because I'm not a fucking weak-ass communist. And I certainly will tell you good folks that listen, if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. But I'm going to give you full context and full discretion to what I'm fucking thinking. And it might not be great for some, but for me, I mean, I need to do it. I need to. For my sanity. Because when you're trying to understand lunacy, you still need to hold on to your sanity or you're going to fucking lose yourself. You are. So be careful, motherfuckers. Be careful. Because ultimately, man, fucking A. This is what happens with these untitled rants. They're just kind of multiple train tracks that go from like station to station, but they barely get to like the next exit and destination. I mean, see, even that analogy just kind of fell flat. So there you go, motherfuckers. But on the next episode on the Sky Lounge, we're gonna go ahead and talk some hockey, is what I'm thinking. If there's no hockey games on tonight because of some bullshit fucking boycotting, I'll go ahead and talk up all the playoff scenarios right now. Maybe break down some of my favorite players in the league right now. I actually go ahead and list 30 players that I like from other teams, and we'll talk about that shit. So that'll do for the next episode. All right, motherfuckers. I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check out the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Until next time, kids, fuck off.